be free in Zambia as well. So we get to talk to Shadaya about that, and she's also advocating for these towels to be free. I can't wait to talk to her because I'm up for it.
And I love how, there's so many there's people that are very concerned about it now. They're doing drives. I know there'll be a walk on Sunday, so please do come through, buy as many pads as you can, and the pads that you do donate will be going to various women that need them, women in prisons, underprivileged girls. So this is a big thing, and I urge all of you to take part in it. What's interesting about Scotland is this was a notion that was being pushed in 2017, and coming to 2020, it looks like it's finally going to happen now. It got me thinking, if we're only talking about it now, when are we going to have this motion pushed, so that it is passed in Parliament as well, so that, sanitary towels can be free for all women regardless of where you're coming from, but for all women, because remember, the debate has been, why should condoms be free?
Right?
Why should condoms be free and not sanitary towels? Because us women, we don't ask. It's not like we're like, oh, look, I'm asking, please, I need to have my menstrual cycle. No, it doesn't happen. It's just a natural cycle. It's something we can't avoid. It's something that is part of us, unlike sex, which is something that you have to make a decision
Exactly.
for.
It's a choice.
Yeah, exactly. Sex is a choice, and while the menstruation, guess what? Is not.
It just goes like, hello, I'm here again.
It's hectic, but I do... Well done to Scotland. Personally, for me, I feel well done to Scotland for taking this up. So, if they're only doing it now, it's something that they started 3 years ago. It's only being passed now. We're only talking about it now. I wonder when we will get to see. How long will it take us to get there? Has now been my question. No, don't jinx us. Don't say 20 years. Listen to this young lady talk about 20 years. Then when will we ever get there? But anyway, also in health and wellness later, gambling. Sports betting is a big thing in this country. It's a big thing all over Africa. For some, it literally is a business. So we're going to be talking to Dr. Dalal as well. Is going to be giving us, as it is, we're looking at brain health, okay? And he is a psychiatrist, so he'll be getting us into the in-depth into what goes through the mind of a gambler. And if they're an addict, how can we help gamblers that are addicts? It's quite serious, because some even lie. And I've heard of some people who've gambled their whole house.
Rent,
gone. Right? School fees gone. Like, what is going on? And well, we need to talk about that a little bit later. But also for the convo, I'm excited for this one because this goes to people who own trees, like fruit trees, whether it's outside your yard or those that are just for tipping over the wall fence. All right, your fence, the wall, the wall fence, the wall. So I want to know from you, okay? I want to know from you. Do you have an issue with people plucking from your fruit tree without your permission? I was outside in my neighborhood the other day, and I was just walking up and down, and I saw these kids kept on plucking from the tree, and I'm like, this ain't right. What are you guys doing? So that's what I want to know from you, okay? Do you have an issue with strangers plucking from your fruit tree without your permission? Join us after this short break.
I always look forward to Sunday lunch.
You're gonna need some fruit top to wash all that down.
And nobody does Sunday lunch like my mom.
Hey, Chris! Hey, Jack, come over! Mom, can Jack come, please? Wow, is that fruit top?
Nothing in this world is better than chilling at home with everyone. Woke up this morning with sunshine in my eyes, telling me everything will be fine. Doesn't matter where you're from, you cannot beat the taste of home.
And the thing I like about Sunday lunch is that everyone comes together.
There's no taste like home. There is no better feeling than knowing that this is home. There's no taste like home.
Nothing brings a family together like a good meal and a great drink. Introducing Fruit Top, orange, pineapple, and granadilla fruit squash.
Give me that
Fruit Top, with the real fruit in every drop.
With the children.
Woo-hoo! We're revving up for a roller coaster ride of fun and feels for everyone on Box Office. There's loads of laughing out loud, bouncing about, and flinging around.
Totally awesome.
Party.
Well, that's disappointing.
You don't want to miss this rip-roaring ride.
Go faster!
Enjoy these movies and more straight from the cinema to the comfort of your home. When you rent on Box Office by DSTV.
Knowing how my family loves fruit, I thought of giving them a treat and introduce them to something new.
Juice it, time to have your juice. Blended with milk and juicy, juicy fruit. Juice it, time to have your juice. A little bit of milk and juicy, juicy fruit. So there's a little bit of milk and a little bit of fruit. Pineapple, mango, just to name a few. Mix them all together till it turns to juice. Take a sip, everyone, cause it's really, really good. Juice it, time to have your juice. Blended with milk and juicy, juicy fruit. Juice it, time to have your juice. A little bit of milk and juicy, juicy fruit.
Juice It Dairy Juice Blend, a fusion of freshness.
Trade Kings, improving lives.
This week on How to Go About It.
When we started this program, we were targeting those people who don't have TVs, who don't have anything in the rural area.
Yeah.
Somehow you managed to watch our program and you came on board and you are passed with the flying colors. I'm telling you this program to make you successful like this. You are really a bright child.
And I never thought that I would be picked among the team.
Can I have that meal over there? And I really want that crispy, fresh apple taste from the garden. Can I have Appy apple?
I think I'll have my big bite 2 meal with Appy Waziwaka. Give us your...
Enjoy an appetizing big bite meal with an Appy drink of your choice. A meal is not a meal without an Appy drink. And now introducing Appy in a can.
There is a core belief at the heart of Liquid Telecom. The belief that every individual has the right to be connected. The pursuit of this vision has seen us build the largest independent fiber network in Africa. From Cape to Cairo, we are connecting more of Africa. Liquid Telecom, building Africa's digital future. By empty square.
I'm a diamond, I'm a diamond, I'm a diamond, you're not meant for you.
Alright, so welcome back to the Diamond Connection. Now, of course, this is your lunchtime show. You can catch us on Facebook, live streaming. And guess what? We're live on YouTube, darlings. Yeah, so if you are a YouTuber, you can definitely follow us on there. We do have the Star Times app, Mingletainment. You can even send in your voice notes. It's so amazing. You can literally watch us anywhere in the world at this particular... Literally, I love it. Or you can follow us as well on Facebook and Twitter at Diamond TV Zambia. Now, let's get it right into it. It is the convo, and you know how we always kick off the show. We always kick it off with the convo because this is just a social topic. Like, things just happen, right? Now, no, I'm giving you these lemons for free. If you want them, you need to buy the lemons. Yeah, and I'll tell you why later. I'll tell you why. Yeah, yes, exactly. Nothing's for free. So, I'm walking up and down the neighborhood, and then I see these kids, all right? So, I said... well, I see these kids, and this is what I took to Facebook. I said, balance me real quick. If you have a fruit tree outside your gate or hanging off the wall, do you chase people that pluck from your tree without permission? I mean, it's only polite to ask. I had to tell a number of kids to knock and ask. I feel it's just the basic thing to do. Besides, why pluck from the tree even when they're not there? That is the owners. The basic principle is that you must ask. So, don't do it if you don't have it. That is my thought. So, what do you think was the question? So, Mulenga, we're going to kick it off here. Do you also have an issue with like people who pluck even from other people's trees without even asking? Do you tell them to stop what they're doing? Are you that type of person where you're just like, you're not, it's just a tree?
I am that type of person. I go like, nah, it's just a tree. Because let's be honest here. Like some of my best childhood memories is when we are walking back from school and we're going home, and you see like the tree, a mango tree, for example, that has protruded out of the wall fence and it's like hanging, and there's some mangoes there. As kids, you literally start trying to grab those mangoes. If you manage to get one, at
but
least
that is stealing.
You all
so
share.
One of your favorite childhood memories is stealing.
I'm gonna own that one. All right,
stealing.
Leave me alone. But
Shame.
then it also comes to the fact that there's a lot of factors based here. You're thinking, okay, if I go and knock, how about if there's a dog? Or if I go and knock, how about if they tell me to pay? Like some people, you understand?
It falls over, okay? So we don't get that anymore. What we get is people asking for lemons. And the reason why I would rather charge them and, if they buy and whatnot. So if I give them the lemons, they're going to get those lemons. And especially if you're going to make money out of it, why must I give it to you for free? Okay? Sweep. They don't pay the garden boy or whatnot, or the gardener that's there. And it's even worse if it's like at our house. We don't have an outside house. Okay, well we do, but it doesn't come every day. So meaning that all those leaves would just be there, making the yard look dirty. Who's gonna clean it up? Are you going to sweep after you're done plucking? Are you gonna sweep it? Are you gonna clean? So that's why I don't encourage it. Secondly, it's just not right. You cannot do something like that. I've never done it even as a kid. The kids told me, but Swalipo. I said, so Nikuba. The end result, you must start stealing. I said, no. Go. And Nana there says, it was a good move. We don't pluck things without asking for permission from the owner. For me, it's called stealing because...
Oh, yes, I did. But he knew that, though. So, yeah, I did have a crush on high school. Let's move on and get into the movie experience.
I actually wanted to watch Jumanji, but then they told me it's not showing, so I had to go for Bad Boys. But then I also like it, yeah.
Now let's get into the last question.
How are you there, dear? I have a random question. What's worse, to be cheated on or to be dumped by someone you love?
Spread, nipaniko iyo chona wa mtengere iyo, noti zigoro iyo. Wild cat.
Ipangi yewe, ipange iviri kutoka tunuine pamo.
Tembo. Chaficha.
Upangiga.
I'm afraid we don't speak that language here. Please speak English.
I said we require a double dosage, 2 bottles of an uninhibited kitten, vitality thirst-quenching beverage known as Wildcat.
Exactly.
Oh, this is a cockroach.
Wanyala.
Two old kaja.
Embuzi lilibe konkare mu mugodi. Nchosa buda kumedwalika 11.
right, so welcome back to it. It's time for our 8th of March, and was it Sunday? Sunday. Sunday is the 8th of March, and we'll be celebrating Women's Day. And, why not? Why not get into issues that do affect us as women? Especially when it comes to, policies that affect us. Are they beneficial to us? Are they inclusive as well for us? For this year's theme for the Women's Month is Each for Equal. Each for Equal. That is the 2020 theme. And I'm excited to also see how Bernadette Decker-Zulu is going to interpret it, because it means something different to everyone. So a woman of her standing, what does it mean to her? But anyway, before we get there, welcome to the show.
Thank you very much, ladies.
It's so exciting that
and
you're
happy
here.
International Women's Day to you both.
Oh, thank you, and to you, and to you. Now, so much is happening. We're in a time where women are standing up for themselves, women are fighting for their rights, women are fighting for their positions in the workplace, outside the workplace. There's so many debates about policies that involve us as women, and, we begin to wonder, where really does that leave us? So I want to start just by talking about our participation in economic governance, it being enhanced as well by the different policies. Do we see a bright future in that direction?
Yes. Like I said, in seeing women's participation in this country, and from where we are coming from, in women participation in national development and in economic governance in general, and these these changes have come about because of the deliberate reforms that have been put across by government and also women themselves. Today you find that we have quite a number of women entrepreneurs, and beyond entrepreneurs, they are also just traders, and they're doing something they're very entrepreneurial, and they will not just sit at home and say, may we wait for those who are fortunate to have even partners or husbands or guardians. They'll say they will not wait for them or and provide. They will want to go out there and provide. So there's a lot that has evolved over the years in terms of women's participation, starting from our own households, stemming to our community levels, and going to all the society at large, and all the way breaking down into governmental departments in the public sector, in the private sector. So really there is a bright future, especially that now the workspaces, the theme for this year's Women's Day, the international one, that is that I am generation equality, realizing women's rights, is translated into what we are seeing from the zebra list.
I saw something as well that was coming from me, and I think this is where we should have started from, but can we have the photo up again? And you had said women can play an important role in policy formulation through assisting in advancing principles of equity, equality, and social justice that shape policy. I love that you put it that way, but also let's also just, especially when it comes to social justice, the number of women in political leadership positions seems to be decreasing. We've been seeing more and more women falling off the bandwagon. But how can this be addressed if we're supposed to be at spearheading, the fight for social justice as well?
Yeah. So beyond what we have just talked about participation in all spaces and all levels, this is my major challenge for me personally. And also, I see that even as an institution, PMRC's statistics are actually gathering that 18% only, 18.1% of women are represented in Parliament. And that's where policies begin from. That's a pinnacle of policy making. And as opposed to our male counterparts who are partners in development, are represented by 80%, a good 80% plus. So you can imagine that. And so my number one thing is to actually appeal to the media and to you beautiful ladies who are pioneers of the media, to say, please, if people or the media practitioners or media houses can refrain from advancing gender parity negativity, sphere that will compel the women folk to stay away from participation in or participating in political arena because of the stereotypes, to say, she looks like this, or she's beautiful, or she probably went up, or she became a minister because of bottom power. What is that? Or, and then you hear that story, it's everywhere, especially with the coming of social media. So people they tend, or women now, and young girls alike, are choosing dignity over serving because they want to preserve their names. They want to preserve themselves. They want to preserve who they are. They want to preserve their marriages, because if they are out there in the limelight up for competition, someone who's not happy with them, because obviously going to Parliament, a road to Mandahill is all about competition. It's about competing for that seat. You go to an election, and someone will put propaganda. I'm involved in elections here and there, and I know what a big campaign is. And deliberately, you put up such against a woman candidate. And there's a time that actually wanted to, speak to a fellow woman to say, please consider standing when there were last mayor elections, And I really, really believed in this woman figure. And she had just joined a named political party, and she's from a certain tribe. I thought that actually would bridge the gap of tribalism and regionalism and politics. And then, and she is a very well-vested person and very strong. And she said, Bernadette, I've only enjoyed my marriage. This is my second marriage. I've only enjoyed it only this time around, and it's 4 years old, and I'm not ready to risk that, because they will go for me. They will bring out my past. So these are the norms beyond just media and our people. So there's a lot of work that we need to do as society also to make sure that these women are given spaces, and we help them, and we help ourselves so that we can be represented in Parliament, because it begins from there. And that's what you cannot be complaining today, and when we do not have the representation itself in Parliament, we cannot talk about equal pay for equal work if we are not going to advance our own agenda and be representative of our own topics, in those given spaces.
But do you think also maybe it's got to do with the people? Do you see that maybe the people themselves, we the people, are not ready to have women take up more leadership roles?
Of course, because of the system in Zambia, where women are stereotyped to carry out certain roles in society, and also the discrimination part from religion and just society, general society. Zambian society norms will not really favor a woman from coming out there and being in the front lines, and so with that cause for serious mindset change, and serious mindset change has been characterized by our own behavioral and attitudinal challenges. And if we can look at this one very seriously and critically, as stipulated in the National Development Plan, the 7th one, the current one, then we are going to make a difference, because there's been quite a number of strategies that have been advanced by our current National Development Plan, which is looking at how women can participate. And if we can come on the policy level, the 50-50 representation theory advanced by SADC, where we are actually adhering to that international protocol as a signatory, as a country. So I think we can move into better spaces.
So do you think we should probably, as a country, change some of our traditional rules and norms in order to push some of the women in the forefront? Because I heard a point that you said because of some things, they're like, nah.
Not necessarily changing everything. Just like you and I are expectant of a better ambience, of a better generation. Yeah. So we need to do our part, and doing our part is not changing our customary laws or our traditional values, but then doing our way with what will not help us develop. Truly, I'm under 35, but I am one who champions for traditional values to continue and to be instilled in our children, to preserve the culture that we have as a country. Because without that, if there's any defamation in the sphere of our culture, then we will not go anywhere. If our culture deteriorates, then our children will be everywhere on Facebook and everywhere else, insulting the elderly people. And we will not have a country to remain with in the near future. We will degenerate, and we do not want that. So truly, ours is to see that we do away with cultural, religious norms and stereotypes that will not favor women's participation, because even in terms of education, that's why government has gone in full throttle through the Ministry of Education to educate a girl child so that they can actually have this level of thinking and sort of empowerment so that they can be better and equal partners for development.
I know we're running out of time, but very quickly, I'd like to know from you, then what should be done to reduce the inequalities? Like, what serious measures can we take moving forward? Because I think there's a lot of misinterpretation also when it comes to the woman's place, where she needs to be. So how can we, quickly begin to change?
So we have seen the government leading the front lines in terms of putting across drastic changes and measures towards gender parity, and this is through, of course, the introduction of the Women Action Plan, the Affirmative Plan, and other than the Gender Affirmative Plan, we have women empowerment schemes. And other than the women empowerment schemes, we have gender mainstream. The gender mainstreaming is also another deliberate policy that have been put across so that we can really say, indeed, this government is benevolent when it comes to women. But though we should not only subscribe to the benevolence of the current leadership, but also take advantage of the fact that we can actually change policies that will secure women's participation and women's position in society. The key word is positioning. Yes. So we can do more. It begins with you and I.
It begins with you and I. But also, lastly, last question. You've, risen through the ranks, you being a woman. How have you managed to fight the social norms of a woman can't do it?
It's absolutely passion. There's no other term. Passion and knowing what's my purpose, what I was born for, and what I'm here to do and want to change. And that focus, takes me where I want to be. And my focus is that I was called to create change. I was called to also, make this country a better country, whether for a girl child or for a boy child, whether for the man who's my head in my household, or for someone else, or for the man that I'm leading in my institution. So all that is that I am this woman to bring and create change and offer a better and conducive environment for everyone while we uplift livelihoods, uplifting each other. Male, man, woman, girl, everybody. But this is a Women's Week, so
it's all for the women. Yes, thank you so much for joining us today. We're going to take a short break, and on the other side, we get to see what is brilliant or simply bizarre. And, right now we have to take a short break, and coming thereafter will be the news on the hour. So keep watching Diamond TV, because then we'll get into the connection right after that.
Let's go into a world of taste and wonder, where homegrown natural ingredients burst with the flavor of real buttery love. From the skilled bakers at Amazon comes a fabulous shortbread biscuit baked to absolute perfection. Chelsea Shortbread Biscuits, made with real butter for that superb melt-in-your-mouth experience. Once you take a bite of Chelsea Shortbread Biscuits, you will experience the wonder and magic that goes into the making of perfect shortbread biscuit. So take a bite and enjoy Chelsea Shortbread Biscuits from Amazon. We bake them better.
Trade Kings, improving lives.
You see this is a phone. But there's some people out there that will try to convince you that this phone is in fact a laptop. You know why? Because you're looking for a laptop and all they're selling are phones. But there's another guy out there that will tell you just as it is. A phone is a phone and a laptop remains a laptop. That's just how fake news works. There's a guy spreading fake news and they're trying to convince you that this phone is a laptop, that the news they're giving is true, when in fact not. But there's another guy that tells you just the truth. This phone is a phone. I don't have a laptop. This laptop is a laptop. I don't have a phone. This phone is a phone. This is a laptop. And I have both. Tune in to the Diamond News Desk at 8 and get balanced news. Truth, fact for fact. In fact, if it's not on Diamond TV, then it's unverified news. Catch the Diamond News Desk at 8 every day. You can also catch the Diamond News Summary at 10 p.m. We are the leaders in breaking news.
Opposition United Party for National Development UPND members of parliament says they will move a motion to impeach the Speaker of the National Assembly, Patrick Matibini. The UPND MPs have said that they intend to move a motion in parliament because Dr. Matibini has allegedly violated the constitution when he declared vacant the parliamentary seat by NDC President Shimba Kambwili. UPND Deputy Spokesperson Cornelius Mwitwa says the impeachment motion is not a political move, but one within the confines of the rule of law. And Mr. Mwitwa has further disclosed that the motion will be backed by its alliance partner, NDC, and other independent members of parliament. Recently, the Constitutional Court in its judgment ruled that Dr. Matibini exceeded his constitutional powers by declaring Dr. Kambwili's seat vacant on allegations that he crossed the floor of parliament. And since then, civil society organizations have called for Dr. Matibini's removal from office.
News in 60 seconds. Powered by Liquid Telecom.
Good morning, welcome to the Milk Kid Farm.
It's a happy day, let's have some fun. We'll start with the kiss to the pretty girls.
Then pour the milk,
the flavor's love, and this is how Milk It gets done.
A Milk It is a milkshake made with love and fun.
Milk It!
The fun and how we make it. We blend it, then we shake it until we get it done.
Hey!
Chocolate and vanilla, strawberry and banana. Enjoy in every sip.
Milk It!
So when you want a milkshake with taste that you won't forget, go and grab Milk It.
Pick your favorite flavor from chocolate, vanilla, strawberry, and banana, and taste the joy in every sip. Milk It Milkshake, the shake that moves. Trade Kings, improving lives.
embuzi lilibe konkere mu mugodi nchosa buda kumedwalika onze.
Sungani umoyo wabanja lanu, chingilizani manzi ya munyansi na vimbuzi vakonkiri mu mugodi vovomelesewa vevichoka kuliwa Lusaka Water and Storage Company.
Every time I wash clothes, something goes wrong. The clothes are itchy, they are stretched, or completely faded. What am I doing wrong?
You're missing something.
Huh?
Boom Fabric Conditioner is specially formulated to stop your clothes from shrinking, stretching, fading, and fuzz. With fragrance burst technology, Boom Fabric Conditioner gives you a scent that lasts for weeks, keeping clothes fresher for longer. Try Boom Fabric Conditioner for a scent that lasts. Trade Kings, improving lives.
Form King boasts itself in being a leading foam manufacturer that has a significant contribution in providing quality guaranteed mattresses and other foam products. We are major suppliers to national institutions such as hospitals, schools, hotels, lodges, and other established wholesale and retail organizations. Form King utilizes only high-quality raw materials sourced from leading suppliers. Our high-quality fabrics are especially made and designed for each of our mattresses and bed ranges. With precision carpentry skills coupled with advanced tech machinery, we are able to meet all your needs. Visit our head office on plot 6300 Kabundi Road off Mumbwa Road. Email sales@formking.com.zm. Call us on +260 211 287652 or 286776. Visit our Ndola office on plot 3084 Nakambala Road. Email us at sales.ndl@formking.com.zm or call us on +260 212 651 130 or 650 158. Visit our website on www.formking.com.zm. Form King, our secret to a good night's sleep.
Everywhere I go, people wanna know why my dance moves are better. Chimalila nikabwela nikangena yaso, polo yaso, uchaya bwanji yaso. I just let the fun shine.
That shirt you're wearing,
it's brand new.
I like your style. What's that you're drinking?
Sunday, it looks so brand new. Oh, 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 I'm drinking Sunday. Let the fun shine. Brand new flavor. Brand new taste. Brand new. I'm feeling brand new with Sundance.
Feel brand new with Sundance with a fresh new look and new taste. And introducing sparkling new Sundance Passion. Sundance, let the fun shine. Trade Kings, improving lives.
Introducing new Protex Even Tone with cocoa butter. Together, they give you smooth, evenly toned skin. New Protex Even Tone with cocoa butter. Good together.
This one goes out to all our dreamers.
You are killing it.
The fearless, the ambitious, the lovable, the fierce, the hilarious, the fighters, the inspirational, the strong, the believers. Celebrate all our powerful women this International Women's Month with GoTV. We are for every woman. GoTV. Live it. Love it.
By Empty Square.
I'm a diamond, I'm a diamond, I'm a diamond, you know I'm meant for you. I'm a diamond.
Now, there's been an interesting story that has been circulating on social media. I did see it on the Daily Mail. And, oh, what a wow. If this is brilliant or just bizarre, it is really up to you to decide. So let us know. Okay, right about now, go onto our Facebook page or on YouTube or Star Times. Just leave your comments, or Mingletainment, leave your comments in the comment section, because I want to know if you think it's brilliant or just bizarre. So we'll start off with this one, where the man fakes his own death certificate. Phil, where are we? So there we go. A man fakes his death certificate after jumping bail. Now, this farmer had been accused of smuggling 15 Ethiopians into Zambia. He stopped attending court settings and sent his relatives to deliver a death certificate to the magistrate. I am dead. I was like, yes! Wow.
Okay, let me break it down.
Yes, go.
You woke up in the morning and like, I have that hearing at courts. Let me do this. Writes it. He went, done. Come here. Take to the magistrate.
I don't think that's what it is. I think it's the penalties of the case that make it where it's just like freedom or go to jail, because it's definitely going to face jail time. Mm-hmm. So, guys, life on the other side is sweet. So if you can get out of it, like, what would you think of? To get out of something like that.
I think it was
so
brilliant.
He just thought, what? A death certificate. I think it's
I think it's brilliant, guys.
Yeah. Like, it's brilliant in its own way. It's so wrong, by the way. I just want to put this out there. It's so wrong. And he's obviously going to face another charge for that. But it's brilliant in the sense that, wow. How did you get
find out though? like I need to know all this.
Because he sent his relatives to go and deliver the death certificate. So kapana but it too much related death certificate.
I told us to breathe.
Oh, Zambia. Yes, things are happening in this country. Driver. Everything is just like mind-blowing. But anyway, when I saw that, I thought this was also quite interesting. So scientists back in 2018 was possible. I was just wondering, there's also always been talks of, preserving the body, and for those who want to freeze their cells and then be brought back to life after a certain period of time. But he's coming out and saying, look, guys, it's nowhere near possible. Forget about it.
When you're gone, you're gone.
When you're gone, you're gone. But if it was possible, would you freeze yourself now and say, okay, in 20 years, can you revive me so that you're...
Come to think of it, like, it's in 20 years, probably most of your loved ones probably not even be there. So what are you coming back to do?
Mix and mingle with a new crowd. Hey.
Let it go.
If you're done living, you're done living. Right?
Yeah, just let it go. Don't force. This is you forcing a relationship.
Yeah.
Life doesn't want you anymore. Bye.
I agree. But anyway, also, I found this very strange. It was posted on the YFM, which is a South African radio station. Okay. So they at the person and say didn't attend his friend's wedding and received this message. And it was, is this fair? Hashtag the shakedown. So the response was, hi babe, highly disappointed that you, this was the person, the owners of the wedding, okay, sending it to one of the guests that did not show up for the wedding. So it starts off by saying, hi babe, highly disappointed that you didn't come to the wedding. I hope there's a good reason. Send this to me. First of all, I ain't even replying. I'm blocking you. I'm deleting your number. I'm throwing you away. I am throwing you away if you send me something like this. It's done.
You know what? I'm like so confused. Like, why have a wedding if you're going to let others like pay for it.
Yeah.
You understand? Like it just doesn't make sense. Like don't have a wedding if you know you're not financially ready for it. Let's just start on that. Like weddings are great and amazing, and do not have a wedding like an extravagant wedding before you start going. Not.
I just think, look, when you are hosting a wedding, you always think of plus ones. You know, people, you always think of wedding crashers and things like that. So I feel like for them to send that message to a guest who did not attend the wedding, like how
There were no
dare you?
crashes?
Yeah, there was no crashers. And was the wedding planner keeping track of who was there and who wasn't and whatnot? Like, I thought those are things that are automatically in their bill already. So how are you going to come out and charge me for the food I didn't eat because you wanted to? What if in the very beginning I just didn't want to come to your wedding and I was just being polite, but not even saying anything about it? You know, like, I just thought it was very bizarre. This is 100% bizarre.
Yes, I agree with you. This one is definitely one.
You know what I would do if somebody sent me a message like that? This is how petty I would be. I'll be like, okay, 1,500, fine. Minus my outfit. Minus makeup. Minus
hair.
Transport. Hair. Nails. Whatever remains. If
I'm like, and see below the amount that has remained after I deducted everything that I used.
I mean, like, there. Welcome to Pettyville, darlings. If you want to be petty, just inbox me. I'll tell you how to deal with people. I will tell you how to deal with people. That was bizarre. Offside. It's a big no. That friendship for me would be done right there and then. But anyway, let's take a short break. And on the other side, well, Shade will be telling us a little bit more about women are important. They will be having a march on Sunday on Women's Day. It's a very wonderful initiative. I love the idea. It's also like a drive-by. You can also just go there, you know, drop off some sanitary towels so that they can be donated to many, many girls. Now, remember, Scotland is doing it big. 2017, they had a motion that was pushed forward to free pads and tampons for all women. For all women.
As it should
How...
be.
Being in the restaurant business commands for high standards of hygiene, and no compromises are permissible. And even in my home, I make sure to maintain the same high standards. With Broomforce Cream, I'm assured that even the toughest of stains are easily removed, as Broomforce Cream contains millions of microcleaning particles. Broomforce Cream's powerful stain-removing properties ensure my home is thoroughly clean to the highest of standards.
Boomforce Cream, your cleaning muscle.
There is a core belief at the heart of Liquid Telecom. The belief that every individual has the right to be connected. The pursuit of this vision has seen us build the largest independent from Cape to Cairo. We are connecting more of Africa. Liquid Telecom, building Africa's digital future.
Here's a little song that we wrote for you. The words are very simple and they're only two. Scream it. Just scream it. Like the moonlight adds a little light in the dark. You got to add a little light in your car. Scream it. Just scream it. Scream it.
Love is many things. It's a gentle gentle touch and a strong high five. It's making fast friends and enjoying a slow hug.
What happens next in the dream?
Marry me.
I love it.
Love is cooking food for your family and mixing drinks with your friends. It's long road trips and short moonlit walks. It's watching your kids play and watching your parents grow old.
It's to all our loved ones, wherever they may be.
It's scoring that last gasp winner for your team, and it's the last thing you see before you fall asleep at night. Love is a slow dance, a fast run. It's a small gesture, and it has big meaning.
He'll complete you. Complete me.
Love is everything. So this Valentine's month, love a lot. Because on DSTV, there's a lot to love.
Eagle Events Management, in collaboration with NGOCC and Trade Kings Group, presents the International Women's Day Conference and Luncheon at the Mulungushi International Conference Center, dubbed AmEco, with the theme Transforming a Generation of Women for Equality. Speakers will include Bridget Kambobe, Trade Kings; Maureen Tresha, Women in Law, Southern Africa; Charit Muntali, Eagle Events; Christabel Michelle Banda, Zisk Life; UD Soko, Zambian Cancer Society; Wanga Zulu, Actress in Pali; Maria Zalomius Mwelwa, Zaid Farmer. Date 14th of March 2020. Time 08 hours. Charges 500 kwacha only. Students and Makwebo women 250 kwacha. For bookings call 0966 756 555, 0977 614 130. Email event@zamnet.zaim. Don't miss out.
Powered by Trade Kings, improving lives.
All right, thank you guys. My name is Jumeka, simply Jumeka, and right now I'm joined by Shadaya, and we're going to be looking at a very, very interesting discussion. There's a walk that's happening. We'll be talking more about this, but just put everything into context. Something in Scotland that's
blessed. How are you?
I'm all right. I'm all right. How excited were you when you heard about this move that's about to happen in Scotland?
Very. I was like, wow. And actually, when I first read it, I was like, has this happened already? And then I just recently found out that it's new. And I was like, wow, finally, you know, it's about time, because like I say, condoms are given out for free. Like, why don't females have sanitary pads given out for free too? I mean, this is something that we don't choose, you know what I mean? So like,
why do you think, I mean, you've already put that into context, I beg your pardon, but why do you think it's so important that this move gets to be passed, not only in Scotland, but in different parts of the world?
I just feel like it's just something that, as a woman, you know, I don't want to sound sexist or anything. I mean, also men have their own thing going on with their condoms. And I feel like it's only fair and equality that women also have this necessity and this, well, how can I put it, this basic need, you know, at our disposal. It's important. Like, imagine, like, I'm very fortunate enough to have like sanitary pads and to be able to use them, but I think about other people that are living in like the roof. So why shouldn't they have this facility? I mean, if we're a society, we need to get together and make sure this happens, because we are people, we are us, and it only takes us to change the world at the end of the day. There's nothing else that can change anything but us when we come together, though.
Leading up to the walk that's about to happen, which we'll be talking about very shortly, have you managed to interact with some of the girls who don't have access to all these sanitary pads and all this? If you have, what kind of feedback have you gotten from them?
Actually, I haven't, and that's one thing that I've decided, like, I'm planning on doing. Like, I want to go out there, interview, and find out like how they actually like feel, because I honestly don't know how people that can't really afford these things feel about it. I mean, it's not something we think about, and it's not something at the tip of our heads, but I would really be interested in knowing, and it is on our agenda to go out and, you know, find out all these things. And I
mean, you do have a couple more days before you get to do that. It's on Sunday. Tell us more about this walk.
And we're basically doing this to raise 10,000 sanitors It's only 80 kwacha ticket for adults and 20 kwacha for kids. And it's a very short walk. It's only 5 kilometers. So please pull up. Let's be a team.
Yeah.
Let's try and make this
So
go
where are we
on.
pulling up to?
Oh, it's going to start from Wild Orchids on Ngwenya Road. You
Okay.
can't miss it. It's the 4th gate on the right-hand side if you're coming from Addis.
Okay.
And I don't know which gate it is if you're coming from Ngwenya because it's like way by Toyota's side.
All right, thank you so much, Chumaka, for catching up with Shadaya there. You know, one thing I love about the move from Scotland, I mean, the Labourer Monica Lennon was behind pushing the bill to make sanitary towels free for all women, and come 2020, some of them started in 2017, and come 2020, this might actually just be law. So with them being the first country, a lot of people on in reading this are so excited, especially condoms be free and not sanitary towels, because sex is a choice while menstruation is not. Okay, so those are some of the big issues. I think also to journey, I think is to get men also talking about menstruation. I know in Africa it's such a taboo not to let men talk about, but I mean, what do you do if you're a single out proper information? Those are that is also, that's why it's your responsibility as a parent, as a male parent especially, to get involved, to know these things. For me, I personally, as me, I feel it's very, very important that a man gets involved in his daughter's life that way, because then it's easy for her to step up to you and say, Dad, I need money for pads. Dad, I need money, for this, than being too ashamed to talk to you about it because you're a man. No, that shouldn't be the case. And then who is she going to get the money from if not you? Those are questions that we need to start asking ourselves as parents. If she's not going to come to you for the money, for something that she desperately needs without fail, okay? This is something she needs without fail. Like, no matter what, she needs to have the money to sanitary towels. So if it's not coming from you, the father, because you feel icky, or you feel, I can't talk about this, oh my gosh, this is a women's topic. Next thing you know, this girl is running around with sugar daddies. Because, I mean, she doesn't need to tell the needs. So, and this is a situation for many young girls, because they can't afford these sanitary towels, so they end up in wrong activities just to afford a basic item as pads.
And to just add on what you've just said, because I totally agree with everything that you are saying, you people need to understand that as privileged as some of us may be, that every month at least we have some money to buy these sanitary towels. There's some females out there that do not have the money to buy these sanitary towels, which results in them, like, every time it's that time of the month, they have to miss out from school because they don't want to be embarrassed in a situation where they mess themselves up. Now imagine this is a girl child. She probably has like 1,000 things to do at home, cleaning and everything, and then she misses that 1 week of school as well. And
that's a lot of homework. That's a lot of knowledge. That's a lot to have missed out on.
I feel like we really should, like you were saying, we really should start talking about this as well.
Make men comfortable. I think the moment you make men comfortable talking about menstruation,
I feel like that should be the new hashtag on Twitter. Make men
so annoying. Because I remember, like, growing up, bless my time, I said, "Oh, Dad, I need money for sanitary towels," and he almost like wanted to jump out of his skin.
Are you serious?
And I'm just like, dude, in the back of my mind, I'm like, what? What is wrong here?
Some people say I'm a little princess, but the thing is, I really do appreciate my father because he's really open-minded about this. That times I remember that times I was young, like when this thing just came.
Like make menstruation comfortable also for men, so that you are comfortable enough to talk about it. I think that is something we should strongly start to champion. For those that stand strong and stand behind their children, stand behind the girl child, it will change your relationship in so many ways, that you will make her feel comfortable. She doesn't have to go to the next sucrose body. That's a pretty... Kuni calls it. So
That
she won't
sounds
have
so
to go.
Shakespeare, though.
Yes, she won't have to go look for a sucrose daddy, and that is what I would love to see. We need to make this comfortable for everyone to talk about. It's a normal thing. If blood comes out from me talking to Dr. Jalal, it's all about brain health, and that is what we are championing right about now is brain health. How to take care of your precious, precious brain. And well, one of the things or one of the vices that could be destroying our brain is gambling. Casinos, sports betting, random bets between people, all of that could affect your brain health. So how does it affect you? Well, Dr. Dalal will be coming up just to...
You are the test of a perfect summer. You are my guest at every dinner. You be exciting about dumb killer. You are the reason now I'm with her. You say ni good to me lily. Life is better with you every day. You are the reason I'm feeling this way. Can nobody take this away? Fruity.
A bright job. And I never thought that I would be picked among the 10 people.
Yeah.
But I was just shocked among the 10 I was there.
Manja mako tuma James tuchachabe pate after pate. That's why Funko Sambila na hygienic soap. Even the active silver technology one there. Soap with technology. Of Sapapi!
Police, madam.
Go and hygienics and kurukuta her right now.
You are under Samba in the laws of hygienics.
Hygienic soap is a powerful antibacterial soap with active silver technology formulated to kill 99.9% of germs.
Hygienic soap. You are safe in our hands.
Diamond, you're not meant for you. I'm a diamond. I'm a diamond. I'm a diamond. You're not meant for you.
All right, so welcome back to it. It's all about gambling on health and wellness today. And of course, Dr. Dalal is here just to get into it with us. Now, there's a lot that happens when it comes to gambling. In as much as it looks like it's not so harmful, but when it becomes an addiction, what does that mean? And we do have people that are addicted to gambling. I don't get it. I don't understand it. I'm not a gambler. I've never really gambled, but yeah, let's just see how that also is. Sports betting, people go...
First of all, gambling is also known as betting. Yeah, and then the thing is something else.
Yeah.
Now the first something is actually financial, or it could be something of value, okay, rewarding. Okay, but then it's a challenge, because then the odds are that you're going to... Other people actually do it because of financial stress, okay, because they feel like it's a quick way to make money out of it, because you know you're gambling, you're betting, you're giving, and they know statistics of... They actually combine science, brain health, and statistics, so they know how to make their money. Diction in trading, where you actually invest in something hoping it will give you a lot of return. So then in itself, if you're doing it where you're losing the sensibility of it, then it becomes a gambling issue. We know there's card games, and
that was quite popular in school, I remember.
Yes. and now there's also lotto, you know. So these are all different ways that individuals can gamble. Again, there's a sensible gambling where it's okay to use all these things, provided you know that the amount that you're using is in your means and you're not going beyond your means. Yeah.
Okay, that's quite interesting. But okay, so I'd like to know from you then where the problem begins with gambling?
Okay, all right. So this is where we talk about brain health. And I'm going to start by explaining to all of you, gambling is one behavior where statistics, meets neuroscience.
Yeah.
I'm saying this because when you go to a casino or when you're actually betting something, the could up every time you win. Okay, because you're actually winning small, you're like, okay, I have a bigger, and I've learned actually losing. You're very we call it a behavior disorder and addiction, where you're becoming secretive about it. You're not open about it. A lot of people are telling you that you have a problem, but you are not owning up to it. All right, so this is when it's actually a problem.
I read something that wasn't gambling.
Yes. So when we talk about according to the diagnostic criteria in brain health and mental health, if you have more than 4 symptoms in a 1-year period, the things that I just talked about, then you have a gambling disorder.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we can see the symptoms there.
Yes, so that's just signs and symptoms of behavior addictions. So it actually can't see the first and second one, but it actually starts with it. Can't think of anything else, even at work, even at home, even in school. You're just thinking about that activity, and then after that, it becomes psychoactivity. For instance, in this case, betting, persistence to continue. Like you want to stop, you want to cut back, you feel guilty, but you can't. And then finally, it just creates like this emotional turmoil. It becomes toxic for you and yourself, and you can't function in your day-to-day life.
Wow.
Yeah. So this is the whole cycle of a behavior addiction.
Now, lastly, I'd like to know from you then, what causes that compulsive gambling? Because I know we do have the next image. Can we take a look at the next image, please?
Yeah. So again, I just want people to know that this is a brain health problem, okay? So there's a pathway in our brain called the reward pathway. Whenever you do something good for yourself, you feel happy, you get rewarded for it. So this is where the neurotransmitters get activated. So this is what we call the amygdala. And then it actually goes to the prefrontal cortex. The prefrontal cortex is responsible for executive functioning, decision-making, concentration. All of this is overridden when you actually carry out such activities like gambling or alcohol.
Okay.
All right, so that's what happens. Eventually, it becomes such that without that activity or habit, you can't function. And you go into withdrawal when you're not doing that. And when you go into withdrawal, you just have cravings for that particular activity. So that is what it is. And it's actually a brain pathway. And the way we actually say it is the next photo actually shows it. To say, in an MRI where you actually scan the brain, when people win, those areas of the brain light up. The reward pathway lights up. But then even when you have a near miss, the pathway still light up. This is why the person keeps doing it even though they're losing, but they're almost close to winning. They keep doing it. So that is what happens. The reward pathway is actually hijacked. It's like overtaken, and you just constantly feel the need to keep doing it and doing it and doing it.
How can we help gamblers then, lastly? How do we help?
How can we help? Well, first of all, it's more with the individual. But as someone who wants to help, first of all, you have to reach out. You have to calm them. You have to let them know that you actually have a problem and you need help. And then they'll actually go through what we call cognitive dissonance, where they'll argue it out, they'll debate it out, they won't believe it. But you need to just help them understand that it's actually something huge. And once they do reach that, then we can actually help them with what we call motivational counseling and therapy, and actually help let them come back. Okay, and then on top of that, if they have mood symptoms because of that, there is comorbidities of mood disorders such as depression or anxiety, then we can come in and help with medication as well.
Wow.
But it's more therapy and it's more support, and individuals need to own up and come for help.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. Absolutely amazing. Do you know anybody with a gambling addiction?
I know people that are on their way to a gambling addiction.
Yeah, I think we know a few people on their way to a gambling addiction, and they're like, this needs to stop, guys. It needs to stop. But of course, you heard it for yourself. There's ways you can get help. If you've got an addiction, you definitely can get help for it, and also look to people around you for that support so that you can achieve, you can get over the addiction. Dr. Zal, thank you so much for being here with us today.
Thank you so much. Brain health, super important.
Super, super important. I think next we should also look at the foods to eat to help the brain keep developing and things
Yes,
like that.
yes, yes, please. I
And
need that.
what materials to feed the brain?
I need that in my life.
Well, anyway, you have been watching The Diamond Connection. Remember to follow us on all social media platforms. We're on all your television platforms. We will be seeing you again on Friday for Female Crush. I can't wait to see what Vida has up her sleeve. But for myself and the rest of the team, it's good afternoon.
Batata, you're here. I thought you said lunch.
Oh, come on, my son. I cannot wait to see my first ever grandson.
As a young modern wife, entertaining my Wapongoshi was always a mini nightmare. But today, I'll treat them to a special traditional secret. Tata, Maya, Moisen.
Oh, thank you very much, my daughter. Thank you very much. This
Times have changed, but some things in life shouldn't. Introducing Amasip Sip Chiwantu traditional maize drink. Traditional taste that has stood the test of time.
Last time I had such nice Chiwantu was at home, prepared by my mother.
Amasip Sip Chiwantu, a taste of local tradition. Trade Kings, improve.
You know how they say laughter's the best medicine? Well, it's also timeless. Like these grown-ups taking a trip down memory lane. Maybe not so grown-up. I've also heard people saying that life is a comedy to those who think like a man. See what I did there? Stay connected for more hilarious moments. All the way from... Aren't they the cutest? We're here to keep you laughing your act pulls off. Go TV. Live it, love it.
News in 60 seconds. Powered by Liquid Telecom.
The Embassy of the Republic of Zambia in Japan has signed a